one thing I can turn around and tell you, he should start maybe speaking to somebody about getting a custom-made jumpsuit, because it does not look good for him. That's my prediction.
That is former Trump fixer Michael Cohen. He has now met with Manhattan prosecutors 10 times, and legal sources say the Trump investigation has reached a dramatic stage. Amidst concerns in Trump world that a criminal indictment is imminent, preparations are now underway in Florida to try and block it. Politico reports that law enforcement officials in Palm Beach have held planning sessions, and the Trump protectors point out an obscure clause in Florida's statute on interstate extradition gives Governor Ron DeSantis the ability to intervene and even investigate whether an indicted person ought to be surrendered to law enforcement officials from another state. Meanwhile, in Manhattan, prosecutors are threatening to charge Trump Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg and his sons, who also work for the Trump Organization.
It's not unusual for prosecutors to perhaps deal away prosecutions of the sons in order to pressure the father to come on board. So as we say, pressure bursts pipes, and it looks like they might be trying to pressure Weisselberg in every way they can.
And if Weisselberg doesn't cooperate, prosecutors are reportedly prepared to indict him and Donald Trump together. Hello, everybody. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us. No U.S. president in office or out has ever faced criminal charges. Rumors and speculation about an imminent Trump indictment are now running rampant in New York legal circles. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office is refusing to comment. This New York investigation began with a look at Trump 2016 campaign hush money payments to Stormy Daniels and others. According to legal documents, the probe has since expanded and is focused on alleged bank fraud, tax fraud, and wire fraud committed by the Trump Organization and by Mr. Trump himself. According to several prosecution witnesses, including Michael Cohen, the Trump Organization overinflated assets to obtain bank loans and deflated property values to lower tax liabilities. The prospects of a Republican effort to protect Mr. Trump in Florida from extradition to New York, well, those ideas are both intriguing and bizarre. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is arguably one of Mr. Trump's biggest supporters. And if there's one governor who might literally try to help Mr. Trump build a protective and legal moat around Mar-A-Lago to keep away law enforcement, it would be DeSantis. Perhaps related to the crucial role DeSantis could play, Trump confidants have been leaking like crazy that if Trump runs in 2024 and wins the GOP nomination, he will put DeSantis on the ticket. The Trumpsters have also gone out of their way to say that if Trump does not run, he will endorse and support DeSantis for the Republican nomination. However, it is possible that a Trump indictment, depending on when it arrives, could render DeSantis useless. Because while Florida has this obscure clause that could enable the governor to block an extradition, no such clause would be triggered if Mr. Trump was out of state. And the former president is planning, according to reports, to spend the summer at his club in Bedminster, New Jersey. If Mr. Trump decides to ditch the wild Florida plan and enjoy the summer while it lasts, he has retained a credible and experienced white-collar fraud defense lawyer in New York. Mr. Trump and his associates deny any wrongdoing. However, they are resigning themselves, it appears, to what seems inevitable, and that is a criminal indictment of Trump in Manhattan is coming. Some ex-presidents focus on writing their memoirs or building a library. This former president will be trying to avoid, as Michael Cohen said, an orange prison jumpsuit. What a trial it will be.